But all right, let's get into a game that I obviously have a lot to say about.
It's weird.
And I don't know like how you think I feel about this loss. Um,
I can't tell.
you how do you feel about the Ravens and Eagles matching up? How you feel about that game?
The Ravens are still good. Um, I think that kicking was a problem in this game. Um, I don't want to say that that's the whole reason, but it's got to be pretty demeaning for this team to be in positions to do things and then maybe make themselves feel like they have to force certain things so they're not relying on a kicker, taking different types of shots, not playing the game that they're accustomed to playing, especially at this point in the season against a good team when they need to run the ball with Lamar, run the ball with Henry, focus on getting first downs and not focus on being heroes out here. Um, so yeah, I don't know. They're in a weird spot. The Eagles are good. I mean, honestly, it's a Saquon carry right now, but I think they'll take it 8 days of the week.
So we're really gonna pretend like Philly beat Baltimore?
I know.
Like, are we really gonna sit here and pretend like Philly beat Baltimore? Are we really gonna sit here and pretend like Philly beat? But now listen, when I say that, yes, Philly won. Philly won this game.
Mm-hmm.
But they did not beat the Baltimore Ravens. Let's really take a step back and look at this game. First of all, we made Philadelphia punt their 4 first drives.
Yeah.
Their 4 first drives.
Yep.
Them boys did not even put up a single point until at some point mid second quarter.
Yep.
We were playing great ball. I liked what I saw on both sides of the football. I was super worried going in this game that Jalen Hurts was going to be able to extend the play and escape and dart up the Ravens secondary and we held it down. Man had 120 passing yards, couldn't get anything going. I believe had his first completion at the end of the first quarter or beginning of the second. I mean, the man, we were not worried, flustered. We did not care about Jalen Hurts at all. And if you really want to look at it, all right, it's Saquon Barkley. He had 107 yards. We held him to his second lowest yards per carry all season. 68 of his yards came in the fourth quarter, and 25 of them were on the biggest run of the night, and that was that touchdown run.
Yep.
So in reality,
he did the same thing to us. We held him all game until the last 5 minutes.
It's like, okay, we're at a point where we should have taken the lead 4 different times. All right, Saquon, have your fucking run. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, it's the problem. I think I said it, but it was the same exact thing. It's like you guys need to make sure that Saquon is not a factor in that fourth quarter. You had the opportunity to do so, and it's just like you got to take that lead early and continue that and score touchdowns. But yeah, then when you're in a close game, they're gonna try to take over with Saquon.
What we lose by?
We lost by 5 points.
We left 7 points. We left 7 points off Justin Tucker's foot. Justin Tucker left 7 points out there.
It's like, cool, Devin, miss an extra point.
Devin, we could have easily won this game. Let me pull up some things for you. So the first thing is our point differential in losses this year, 22 points. The combined points for misses this year from Justin Tucker, 22 points.
Oh, really?
22 points. And then let's also look at this. So besides Kansas City, obviously we know what happened in Kansas City, and I'm not sitting here making excuses for it. It's just Justin Tucker wasn't much of a factor in that loss.
No.
But then someone broke it down for the rest of these losses. Raiders. Game would have been tied and went to overtime because he went 3 for 4, and we lost 26-23.
Mm.
Cleveland Ravens could have went for a game-winning field goal if Tucker didn't miss. We lost 24-29. We weren't in a position to win by a field goal because he had missed earlier in that game. Pittsburgh, we wouldn't have had to gone for 2 to tie the game at the end. Even one field goal gives them a win.
Yep.
And then you look at this last game. Obviously, he goes. What was it? Can we get Oh yeah, well,
1 of 3.
pretty much we talked about it. You lose by 5. He left 7 out there.
He missed the extra point in the first quarter.
Yep.
And then a 47-yarder and a 53-yarder in the third.
And then
which would have put you guys up. I don't know.
Like you said, it would have it puts the Ravens in a way different situation they have to play in, way different scenario that they play in than what they were expecting every time they, came off the field expecting points.
Of course.
And it also would have put Philly in a different situation.
They're not getting the ball around the 50.
They don't get 68 rushing yards in the fourth quarter and get to just eat the clock up because because the Ravens are down so much and they have to pass every goddamn play because they know they got to get in the end zone at this point.
Yeah.
So how do I feel about this game? I can't really be mad.
No, and then it's tough when this happens. This has happened multiple times this year, and it's immediately after the game that Tucker's like, "Yeah, this sucks, but I'm not going to dwell on it." And then Harbaugh's like, "That's what I'm saying.
Dwell on it.
Figure it the fuck out.
Dwell on it.
This isn't like the past 13 years of your career where it's like every day is the same and you kick everything and everything's the same. Change something." But then you got Harbaugh coming out that it's like it's not even a thought in our mind. It's like, think about it a little bit.
No, like pressure him.
Do something. Like someone talked about it, and it might be the holder. A holder is a lot easier to change than your kicker. So if it's the holder, change the fucking holder. But if it's not the fucking holder, change your fucking kicker. I get who he is. I understand who he is. But there's actually less than 5 kickers in this league who will miss this many field goals in these important of games and still have a job.
Yeah. And when we pay Justin Tucker what we pay him, the man needs to figure it the fuck out, or he needs to go. He needs to go like 10 for 10, 50 plus the rest of the season, or he needs to see
my thing is like what's the line?
I just told you. He finishes the season 10 for 10, 45 plus.
No, for the Ravens. Like when are they going to say, "Hey, something needs to change"? Cuz by the end of it, it's going to be too late.
If he doesn't do something spectacular like going 10 for 10, 45 plus. If he continues to play this way for the rest of the season, he needs to get cut this offseason. We're going to ride or die with Tucker this season. I'm sorry. If it was up to me, we would if it was up to me, we would have held tryouts today. Today, we would have held
3
tryouts.
weeks ago.
But it ain't up to me.
But no, Harbaugh needs to have a talk with the head coach of ASU. The dude who was like, come to the campus.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever kicked the ball in their life, show the fuck up. We're having open tryouts. But here's the thing. There's probably a lot of dudes who can kick. Who can make NFL field goals, who are a lot cheaper and a lot easier to find.
Destroying. Go get a fucking YouTuber. Figure it out. I don't care. But with that aside, I still like what I saw from the defense. I still like what I saw from the offense. There were a couple balls that I know Lamar wanted back. There were a couple decisions that I know that Lamar wanted back. And even Lamar said after the game, he was like, "Man, my mom was just cussing me out, saying I should have ran more." And it's like, yeah, no. You need to run more.
Yes.
Bro, you need to run more.
You are freaky.
There were a couple times where, he should have taken off and he didn't, and he gave the ball to Derrick instead of pulling it. And I get it. You got Derrick Henry and you want to, or you're extending that play and want to, because I'll give it to him. There were a couple plays where it's to the point where when Lamar rolls out and he sets his feet, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a 40-yard completion at least. Mm-hmm. This gonna be money. Yeah. And if it ain't Rashad Bateman dropping it, it's usually money. And it is annoying to see that, like, Lamar makes some of the greatest throws, and then we'll just overthrow like a wide open like crosser to Isaiah
Yeah.
Likely, or not a
Yeah.
crosser, but like a corner route or something. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. But those are if those are the tiny things that Lamar has to work on. It's like all right, I will accept that. Truly, this game you can look back at other games and say this could happen, that could happen. If our kicker was on point this game, we would have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And to
I
be
mean,
honest, I think the Eagles know that.
of course. Like they did well enough to hold you guys in lieu of the missed kicks, like when it mattered late in the game. But again,
I mean, they
there
held
have
it
been a few
sure.
games where the Ravens have needed to step up late in the game over, I don't know, just a shitty first half or a shitty third quarter or whatever, and just that forcing of the throws, especially when you don't truly have like a go up and get there type of big receiver yet. Um, I don't know.
Can
Yeah,
you
you
really
guys are a
call
lot
it?
better when it's
Can you call it holding? Can you
huh?
call it holding them? You're like they were still able to hold y'all. It's like Lamar threw for almost 240. Him and Derek both ran for 80 yards. It's like no, like Justin Tucker hits his field goals and we win. They didn't hold shit. They watched our kicker miss field goals. Like
It's fair.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm super biased, but this is truly the first time this season where it wasn't a bunch of shitty calls and it wasn't our offense making a bunch of committing a bunch of penalties and John
Any
Harbaugh
turnovers?
no shit Saquon fumbled but
Well, the turnovers are the
but
missed kicks.
but I'm saying there wasn't a bunch of shitty decisions or shitty play calling by John Harbaugh or shitty calls by John Harbaugh. Not 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 a bunch of. We are the number one team in penalties. We didn't have penalty problems last game. It's like everything was set to win. Our offense played good. Our defense played good. Justin Tucker kicks those field goals, and we are talking about a completely different winner and a completely
But
different game.
again, it's like it changes like the way that you guys play. When you guys play with a lead, it's a lot different than you guys playing from behind, especially when it's fairly desperate and then Saquon gets hot in the fourth. Like
Yeah.
having that lead and also having the ability, if you need to kick a field goal, you can say, "Hey, fuck out there, Tuck. Go bang a 50-yarder." Like it's nothing.
And that's the thing is like,
And then Tucker didn't he miss? He missed one to the right.
yeah, he missed
So
one
now
to the right.
so now he doesn't know what the fuck his miss
Because he
is.
doesn't know what it is because it's all been to the left, and now boom, misses one to
Did
the
he miss
well.
the other
Maybe
two to the left?
yeah, but maybe he was like, all right, I gotta just hang it right, and then
Overcompensated. Yeah.
it went over. And also, Jalen Hurts' touchdown was the craziest false start I've ever seen in my life.
Passing
Uh,
touchdown?
no,
Or
his
the tush push.
the tush push. If you want to pull it up real quick before we stop talking about this game,
Yeah.
you can. But I mean, it was like no, like Tony Romo was like, I don't know how they didn't call that. Like that's insane.
When Romo says it, it's
Well, look, I know it's a joke, but like Tony Romo knows what he's talking about,
Mhm.
and he's like, no. When three linemen jump before the ball is snapped, it's a false start. But they didn't show it. So maybe if you can pull up the Ravens Eagles hypes and then get to that, or Ravens Eagles highlights, and then get to that second quarter touchdown by the Eagles, you'll be able to see the
I got it
touchdown
up.
I'm talking about. But
Oh,
super
what the
crazy
fuck?
jump. Yeah,
You talking
super.
about the bros on the left?
Yeah. So, well, someone on the left, and if you look, someone on the right jump too. Super crazy jump.
But they've got it to a point where you can't even see the ball move.
Yeah, but that's just I don't know. That's something that needs to be. I mean, it was a touchdown. How do you not? I mean, I understand
Review.
you. I don't
Well,
know.
you
I guess you
can't.
can't.
You can't
Still,
review it.
it's like I don't know. We got to start finding these damn refs or something because that's just poor.
You got to have a ref right there.
That's poor officiating. So I was wrong. There was poor officiating on their side. Like I mean,
Sure.
it's they look and could they still came out with a touchdown? maybe they go back 5 yards and get forced to a field goal. It still might have been a different game. Like, because you know why? We
Yeah.
still would have been down just a field goal, and maybe Tucker would have banged one in the clutch moments. Who knows?
Maybe not.
But we wouldn't. We didn't get to find out.
I mean, the two he would have kicked would have been fairly clutch.
Super clutch. But he's fucking Justin Tucker. I mean, this isn't. I don't know.
This is a dude who kicked a record length field goal to win a football game.
What, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
3.
I don't fucking know.
Either way.
Years ago. But I don't care. We're still dominant. I'm not too upset. We'll go have our bye week and hopefully win out.
We got the same bye week?
Do we have the same bye week?
Yeah. We come back and I think so.
Yeah.
Come back and we play the Saints next week.
I believe we're going to our bye week and we're playing the Giants. So
easy money.
The only other NFC team Lamar's lost to.
Yes.
He's 23.
So y'all are playing all the NFC. Did y'all play the Cowboys?
Yeah. Played the Cowboys early. We blew them out in the first half, and then they started coming back in like the second half. And then,
that was like week 5 or some shit.
There was some type of hype for some reason, but nah, we spanked.
I'm glad that's all washed away.